Hey, Tony Gash is here. Want to pop in and speak on this. I see this a lot, man. I just never really thought to speak on it because I honestly thought that it was, I thought it was kind of common sense as far as this 50-50 thing. But what I have noticed, what I found is that there are a lot of Jezebel spirits that are teaching women that a 50-50, meaning financially, marriage is a bad thing. And that that is the funniest thing to me. Like I'm actually just like I'm floored. I'm blowed. I am blowed. Now, here's the thing. If and when a man is able to take care 100%, even a half decent man will do that. But in the world that we live in, with the inflation that we have, with the system we got set up, to live a quality life, in a lot of cases, it takes two incomes. Like, I earn over $1 million a year. I will be transparent. But guess what? Earning over $1 million a year, it still get tight because whatever you earn, you want to live at that. So it's kind of like, and let me help you understand what I mean, because a lot of people don't get that. Because I thought when I was at 20,000 a year, my wife was working and she was at 20,000, 30,000 a year. She was probably at 40,000 a year, and with like the money she got from school, and then we was working the same job. I made $8.50 an hour. She made $13.50 an hour because she's a woman and because she light skinned. And so that's just the truth of the matter. Colorism is a thing, sexism is a thing. And so her boss was a white lady that was kind of, I feel like, prejudice. And so my wife came in, and there was a dark skinned black woman who was qualified for the job that the white lady gave my wife. My wife was not qualified for the job. My wife's major was a biomedical science major, and her friend who was darker than her, and then there was an even darker black lady that was even older than her. Both of them was behavioral specialists. They were in school for behavioral science, and we working at a job with mentally disabled adult men. And my wife come in as a biomedical science major, just picked up the job for the heck of it, and she gets the behavior specialist role at $13.50 an hour. I had already been at the job for like a year, and I was at $8.50 an hour working at the thing. And the work that they was doing, anybody could have done it. It wasn't like the other ladies weren't capable. It wasn't like I wasn't capable of it. Anybody could have done it. But when you come in, and so that stuff is real. So my wife was earning more than me. But then our son was born, and when she got pregnant and she started to show, she could no longer work because there was a client in the company who he fantasized over babies. And so being that she was starting to show, she couldn't work at her location anymore because he would fantasize, like fetishize her stomach. So they said. So she was able to work from home for a little while, and then she had to stop working. Once our son came, he was in the intensive care unit for about 3 months. And so she stopped working, and then I was working. And so her money came from the money from school, which was about $20,000 a year that she would get in like refund checks. And then my money was $20,000 a year. So we was at 40K a year. And then it probably was a couple years later, I started making about 40K as a author and speaker and life coach, ghostwriter, author consultant. So by that time though, I don't think she was making any money at that point. So I think I got to like 60K. But at that 60K, we was living like in the hood. Like we was living in an apartment complex. It was like all wooden. There was no security gate. It just looked, it ran down. My car got stole in 2007 from the parking lot at the apartment. We had no living room furniture. We had no dining room furniture. We had a $99 bed. We had a small TV that my wife had already had when I met her. It was old and raggedy, probably like a $50 TV. And then we had a crib for my son in his room. 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bath. We had a bed and we had a crib. That's it. No couch, no coffee table, no nothing. And that was with just me earning. And here I am, grown, 23 to 25 around this time. My wife she 2.5 years younger than me. And so that's the reality of it. But then when I was 28, when I was 27, I got a business deal that took me off of my job. And then with that business deal, I would get business front, like I would get working capital. So the first 12 months that I was off my job, I took my income. My income went to 150,000, just as an author, as a speaker, as a life coach, as a ghostwriter, a author consultant. That was the gist of my income, those streams of income. And then teaching classes online, like group classes and stuff. So I think that was like, I was 28, 29 years, probably 28. This probably was 2000 and I think 11 or something like that. And at that point, life got a little better. We was able to move up, but it still was tight. Next couple of years, I went to 250, was at 250. Then I went to 350. Then I went to 450. Then I went back down to 250, 250. Went back up to like 450. When I say these numbers, I'm saying like 450,000 a year. But the whole time, life's still tight because you live at the level that you earn. So I talk to people every day who earn 6 figures and ain't got $10 because, and a lot of people, when you don't have it, you think that when you get there, oh, you just gonna be balling. No, because if you making 30,000, you probably living at the max of what your 30K a year can get you as far as an apartment. A lot of people making 30 to 50K is living with their parents or living with a roommate, living with somebody else. So it's pretty unrealistic for women to think that you're not gonna have to go 50-50 because of 100% provider man. That's rare. It's already hard enough to find a good man for y'all, period. So how you expecting, like, where you think these men coming from? Like, how many men you think out here that's finna you? So you thinking you finna have a poetic thug? He finna be God fearing. He finna be a 100% provider. He finna be romantic, faithful. Like, where's this guy coming from? Like, it's not realistic. It's not realistic. And what inspired this is I seen a dude. I seen a post. This guy was saying that he planning a wedding. One of the sites, somebody posted it. The guy planning a wedding with his wife. I guess soon to be wife, and he take care of all the bills. She moved in. He take care of all the bills. He take care of everything, and he taking care of all the wedding expenses. And the wedding is like 75,000, and his woman makes 85,000. And he asked her, "Can we go 50-50 on the house bills until the wedding is over?" And he say she flipped out on him. And she say her dad is telling her that she ought to rethink this marriage because he's not a provider. When honestly, traditionally, the woman's side of the family is supposed to take care of the wedding. It's the woman family supposed to be paying for the wedding. My wife just went to a wedding and the woman family paid for it. And her other friend got married, the woman family paid for it. So the woman dad is who pay for it. In a lot of instances, a lot of cultures and cases, it's the woman father who pay for it. Now her raggedy daddy telling her that the man supposed to be paying all of their bills, paying for a $75,000 wedding when he already paying all the bills, and she make 85,000, and so she just supposed to go shopping off her 85,000. That's absolutely insane. She just supposed to shop and just save up and put money in her IRA, a Roth IRA, and 401k, and this man supposed to be walking around here ain't got nothing in his pocket but lint. That's absolutely crazy. I want to comment on the post. I don't comment on post. I slipped up and commented on one the other day and deleted it. I want to comment on leave her. Because one thing, I'm 100% provider, but my wife always been there for me anytime I needed her. When I couldn't provide, she provided. What you got to realize about marriage is it's teamwork. Marriage is teamwork. It ain't no just one-sided thing. Like, the thing about it is, if a man is providing financially, like paying all the bills, then the woman should be providing the equal amount in what she can do. Because when you think about it, if a man paying X amount of bills, then the woman ain't got to pay nothing, then she should be cooking every day. She should be cleaning every day. Because guess what? A chef and a maid would cost about what that man is making. So it ain't just the man pay all the bills and then the woman just kick her foot up and just live her life. No. Like a lady, she came to me and my wife, she wanted us to write the book. Not write a book. She wanted us to answer questions. And one of the questions was like, how do y'all split up the housework so that the woman don't feel like you know, basically like a housemaid. And we don't split up the housework because that's my wife's portion. Like, that's what she does. Like, there's a lot of delusion today. Now, it's different if I work and she work. Then you split the housework. But if she don't have to give nobody 40 hours a week, then she get to give those 40 hours a week to the house and herself. So if I'm giving 40 hours a week or more to earning 7 figures so that our kids could be in private school and so that we could live in a nice gated neighborhood with security guards and so that we could fly first class and we can have a savings and we can travel and we can see the world, then it only makes sense. And so my wife, she actually does not let me wash the dishes. She don't let me do no laundry because she is not a taker. She feel like if you earning 7 figures, the least I could do is take care of the household because I don't have to go punch nobody clock. Now, our son is not premature anymore. He's 16, almost 17 years old. Our youngest son was a full-term baby, 100% healthy. He's almost 10 years old. So my wife could go work any job in the world right now. She could go back to med school. She can go be a doctor, lawyer. She could go do anything she want to do, but she content with her lifestyle. On blocker, on stopper, she could go do anything she want to do. She getting ready to start a company right now, and she came to me about it. I'm helping her, set it up and source and everything because she know that's my space. And so we're gonna launch her company, and I gave her an office space. I had two offices next door to each other. I gave her one of them. I earned the money and paid the bill for the offices, and I'm 100% provider. But the reason why I'm comfortable with that though is because I know that if I was unable to provide, like if I fell on hard times or if I'm having to give money here, or like when my wife business get off the ground, if she making money, I know she don't have a single problem in the world with taking care of a bill. And my wife has been there. Like when we went through hard times, she had good credit. She got her credit and she used her credit to get the credit cards to float us. And when we couldn't pay them credit cards, she let it hit her credit. Like she went through it and she showed me, I'm in this with you because we live in life and we not intentionally failing at life. We not intentionally struggling in life, but we a team. And I'm going to tell you, for all of y'all ladies that talking about this 50-50 stuff and you mad about it and all that, and that you got to get real. Because how you expect a man to be 100% when you can't even be 100% for yourself? Because I talk to women every day, and never do I talk to a woman who is swimming in cash. Never do I talk to a woman who could take care of herself 100% and have $10,000 in cash sitting in the bank. Never. Never. Out of talking to thousands of women, never do I meet a woman who is single with no kids and could touch 10K. Never. And when I say never, I mean literally it's 1 out of 1,000. Like literally. So how ignorant is it when you can go as a woman? See, when it was 100% on the man, you lived. Go back to the time where a man was 100% provider. Do you want that house? Do you want that closet? Do you want no voting rights? Do you want to be treated like property? Do you want to be beat on? Do you want to be cheated on? When it was 100% on the man, every man had a second family. He was so stressed from working, he had a second family, or he was an alcoholic, or he was abusive. And a lot of men, check your granddaddy. Go look at your granddaddy's story when your grandma ain't have to work. And then as soon as a woman could work, she was excited and she was happy to work. Back in the day, women was housekeepers, they was secretaries, they was whatever, even when women could not vote. So you have to get out of this secular, sadistic, Jezebel mindset that you supposed to come in and just because you have a coochie, you expecting to be 100% catered to and taken care of. If your financial climate and situation don't adhere to that, if that's not a thing, like, listen, it's time. Listen, as a millionaire, things get tight because guess what? You'll get to a certain point to where you're like, oh, okay, all right, got some money. Okay, boom, let's live a little bit. Let's live a little bit. Okay, bomb, got a Bentley. Bomb, got a G-Wagon. Bomb, got a Mercedes Sprinter. Okay, boom, let's get us a sports car. Boom, got the Maserati. Okay, boom, let me get you a little sidecar. You know what I'm saying? You got the G-Wagon, but that's like a personal truck. Let me get you an Escalade. That's the family truck. And then let me get you a solo car. Baby, just you by yourself, drop top Benz. You can let the top down, let your hair down. This is a real story. And my wife got all them cars. But then guess what? Industry could change. Recession hit. So now you done built up and now the money done went down. As a millionaire, things could get tight overnight. And then y'all people say, oh, that's why you're supposed to live within your means. You're not living within your means. That's why you broke. Because every human you meet is broke. Listen to me, that's why billionaires go bankrupt. Look at Kanye West, how big he was, and he was on the line crying about he $53 million in debt. And now that he done lost Kim Kardashian, guess what he just sold his house for? $53 million. Over there in Malibu, he got it listed for $53 million. He need that money. He need that money. Because he the one that said they ain't making no more land. So why would he sell his $53 million house unless losing that Adidas deal from running his mouth then hit that pocket? So here you got a man who was claiming to be a billionaire got to sell his real estate. Because if you got it, you not finna sell no real estate. You finna keep your $53 million because in 10 years, the house might be worth $530 million. Not really. It might be worth $106 million in 10 years because of inflation. So you not finna sell it unless you need the money. So this what y'all ladies got to understand. You not finna meet no man out here that's finna just be rolling in no dough to where you ain't got to go 50-50 with this man. And if you don't got to go 50-50 with that man, guess what? Do not go preaching that as the norm. That is the exception to the rule. That's the exception to the rule. Like, I know people. My wife was at a lady house last night who don't got to work. Her husband pay all the bills. But guess what? That lady got one car. Her husband pay all the bills. She got one car. My wife got 3 cars. My wife got an Escalade, a Range Rover, and a C300 convertible Benz. So guess what? Our life is an exception to the rule. That lady got one car. Guess what? My wife got 20 Chanel bags, Dior bags, Gucci bags. That lady ain't got none of that. She might have one Louis Vuitton because her husband got to pay all the bills. That's not normal. Any woman we see that is staying home, none of them got even 50% of what my wife got in her closet or in her driveway, because it's an exception to the rule. So although I am a 100% provider man, I'm not finna go out here and tell women, oh, he supposed to be providing everything. No, if you are able to work and he's not in a position to where he's earning that much money, then you should be working. And if you don't want to work or you can't work, you have to be okay being within the means of what he can afford. So if you making $85,000 and you don't want to pay half of the bills while the man is footing the bill for a $75,000 wedding, that means you don't deserve a $75,000 wedding. So guess what? Because my wife, 2 best friends is rich Nigerians. So because she grew up going to their big houses, even though she lived in an apartment, she got a taste of luxury. So both of her friends got immaculate weddings that she knew was going to happen. So when it was time for us to have a wedding, when it was time for us to get married, all we could afford at that time would be a $2,500 wedding. And that $2,500 wedding was at this little bitty place that looked like it was on top of a cemetery, looked like a little banquet hall in a little not asphalt, a little chalk pebble parking lot. Old chairs, old furniture, faded colors. And my wife was like, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Because her thing was, if I can't do it the way I want to do it on the level that I want to do it, then I'd rather not do it. Meaning, if I can't have this, I'm okay living within my means. So my wife, we lived in a apartment shared with another lady, with her friend at first. First, we lived in her apartment shared with a friend. Then we lived in another apartment shared with a friend. These both on my wife's name. My cell phone was in my wife's name. My car got stole. My next car was in my wife's name. She got the loan for it. My work boots, when I got a job at the warehouse, was bought by my wife. My nicest outfits was bought by my wife. So this is what women missing. You not finna get no man that's gonna be faithful to you if he don't feel like you his teammate. If he feel like you don't respect him enough to where you could bring something to the table and you not just coming and trying to freeload like you some princess. No, you have a fupa. You might have a gap. You might have acne. You might have breath on you. You might have a throwed off pH balance. You might have a lace front. You might have a glue end that need to be changed. Your cuticles need clipping. You're not perfect. You're not no princess. You're not all pristine. Do you want to have sex every day? No, you don't. Because you got a stomach ache. You bloated. you got a headache. So if this man can't flip you and toss you every day, if you're not cooking dinner every day, if you're not sweeping and mopping every day, then how you gonna expect him to just come and just give you the life and just lay you in the shade and just take care of everything? He's a human too. He a human too. And this what y'all got to realize and understand. A marriage is teamwork. A marriage is teamwork. When we hit hard times and we fell on hard time, my wife was like, hey, any purses in there that you done bought me, we could sell it. We hit hard times. We sold a Birkin bag. We sold a Birkin. We done sold a Chanel. We sold a Chanel. We sold a Gucci. Yeah, this after going up, and then boom, something come up in life. My wife parted ways. We done had cars repossessed. Had it not been for God, we would have lost a house or two. Like, that's the kind of woman that a man wants. A woman that's going to be willing to understand that he is human and that he is subject to being laid off. He is subject to his industry changing. He is subject to going up and going down. We don't have control over our income. We don't control. I can't control if you want to buy my course, or if you want to watch my video, or if you want to come to my seminar, or if you want to book a coaching. I can't control that. If you choose not to choose me, my income gonna drop. And my wife understand that. So she understand that anything that is accumulated materialistically could be lost, could have to be sold. She understand that. And yes, it's not fun. Yes, it's not comfortable, but that's what a teammate is. And I'm tired of me having to use my wife as the standard. But see, we got married before all this social media stuff. We got married before Jezebels was on YouTube. We got married before Jezebels was on TikTok and Instagram giving terrible advice. And at the core, at the heart of a woman, a woman wants to help her man. A woman want to be in partnership with her man. A woman want to team up with her man. That is a trick of Satan for a woman to think she's supposed to come in and just freeload off a man just because she opening her legs. That is a trick of Satan. You have to wake up and smell the coffee. I got my wife, two sister-in-laws. My two sister-in-laws, both of them about to get married. Both of them engaged, about to get married. And one is a doctor and one is a lawyer. And they not expecting no man to just come in and just take completely care of them. Even though they was raised by a mother who never had to work. Because it's a decency. You got to understand that, yes, there may come a time where your man could take care of all the bills. But you also got to understand that, yes, although he could take care of all the bills, don't mean you got an unlimited budget. It don't mean that you just work so you could spend. Because if you working so you could spend and he working to take care of the bills, if you make $85,000 and he made $85,000, but he taking care of y'all bills, a nice place to live finna cost $40,000 a year. So now his $85,000, he coming home with less than that because of taxes and SSI payments, Medicaid and all that payments that's getting put up. So now his 85, he coming home now about 50, 60. Now he taking care of the mortgage $2K. Now his 60K, he's spending 25K on the house. So now he's sitting there looking at, he's sitting there looking at 40K, 35, 40K. But now he paying all the bills, so he paying 2 car notes, 2 insurance. Car finna run you at the least $500 a month. He paying another $12K in cars. Then he paying insurance, $200 per car. He paying another $4,800 in car insurance. What else? Now you got grocery. He paying another $7,200 in grocery a year. You want to do a vacation. What he paying for that? But then you expect to just work at your 85K and just go shopping and have a savings and just put your money up. You done bump your head. You done absolutely bump your head and need to get thumped in the head and then dropped on the head and then have a spiritual angel come kick you in the head. You done lost your mind. No, you got to bring something to the table. And listen, this ain't this the thing where people get it confused. They think just because you hear that on the red pill, that everything you hear on the red pill is toxic. No. The stuff that you hear over there from them idiots, it might be 70 to 80% true. But see, that 20 to 30% that's toxic will kill you. See, me, I ain't got no toxic in me. What I got in me is honest and fair. Cause listen, how you a Christian? How you a Christian? How you a Christian? And holler about, I'm not doing 50-50. 50-50. But then in the next breath, you talk about you a Proverbs 31 woman. Go sit down and read Proverbs 31. That woman don't even exist. So if a man act like a woman today, women acting like, oh, I can't be with no man and he want to go 50-50. He got to go 50-50. He broke, busted, and disgusted, and you're not worthy to be my husband if I got to pay half of the bill. Well, a man could say, listen, as I was reading Proverbs 31, I realized that you're not making clothes. And I realized that you're not waking up before everybody else wake up and going into the land, going out there and getting the groceries and coming home and cooking before everybody woke up. And you're not making us jackets. And nor are you buying land. You ain't acquiring no land and flipping money. You're not in the market making sales and taking care of your household. So technically, you don't qualify to be my wife because you're not no Proverbs 31 woman. You see what I'm saying? Come on now. The devil is in delusion. And the devil got y'all delusional. And it is not of God. Because there is no such thing today as a Proverbs 31 woman when you read that Proverbs 31. When you actually read the Proverbs 31, you will be hard pressed to find a Proverbs 31 woman who is doing that on her own without a man money. It's women who buy land and making flips, but they married and they using parts of their husband income. So come on now, you got to be fair. You got to be fair. You could be hard, but you got to be fair. You got to use common sense. So I know without a shadow of doubt, anytime things get tight, my wife say, okay, what we could give up? I give up this. I'm going to give up this. I give up that. And I remember my wife saying to me, we was coming up and things will be hard, right? Things will be tough. Finances will be tight. We'll be done overextended ourselves thinking that, hey, this is the new norm. And then something change in the market and things will be tough. And I remember one time my wife said to me, she said, it's really not fair that your mom and your sister come to you for money and you giving them money, but they keep their hair and their nails done. But because we struggling, I go weeks and months without getting my hair done or my nails done because we don't have the finances. And that thing hit me. And I said, I got a woman that's willing to sacrifice, and here I am letting two other women mismanage their money and then come to me for money when my own woman is in the trenches with me sacrificing. And that's how a lot of men will do. We will make that stupid mistake of taking care of our mama or taking care of our sister or taking care of other people in our family and then ask our wife to sacrifice. And I had to make that shift, and I say never again will my wife go without anything. will she go with if I could provide it? And I'm gonna provide for home first. And then when we don't have it, we'll go without as a family. Meaning if we got to not pay a car note and if we got to let that car get repossessed, we'll sacrifice that. But a dime ain't going outside of the house unless it's going to somebody who absolutely cannot provide for themselves. We'll sacrifice that. And God know my heart, and God saw the shift in my heart. So God blessed me and put me in a position where, yes, I take care of my mom and my mother-in-law, but God blessed to where we could take care of what we got to take care of, and I could take care of them. God made that move. He shifted that. But guess what? If we need to take care of what we need, if we need to take care of necessity, then we gonna take care of that necessity. Now see, I'm not gonna pay a car note before paying for the roof over my mother's head. Because a car is just a car. That's not a necessity for me if it's an extra car. Now if it's my only means of transportation, but we have a lot of cars. So I'm not gonna pay this extra car note over here before putting a roof over my elderly parents' head, who in this inflation, in this system, there's not a job that they could get that could pay them enough to live in a gated neighborhood. It ain't a job to pay them enough. And because of what they come from. So that's why you see in this day and age, most people of people of color, most people of color who over the age of 60, unless they had some other type of job or some type of longevity on a job, they live in a non-gated neighborhood, a unsecure neighborhood. They live in a very, very basic apartment or a very, very basic house that they done had for years, but they're not living in nothing that's like posh and nice and clean and secure and all of that as single women over the age of 60. And so that's my mom and my mother-in-law. So me, I don't want them in this regular apartment complex or this regular neighborhood to where them being single women going in and out their house alone could be followed by a man and something could happen because they ain't got no gate to where they live. So I had to upgrade them and put them in something nicer. But at the end of the day, too, is like if things change and I can't afford it, I'd rather them come live with me in my gated neighborhood with 24-hour manned security guard with a security guard driving around through the neighborhood 24 hours a day. I make room and let them live with me before them living by themselves in an unsafe neighborhood as single women over the age of 60 going on 70. And that's what I understand. Now my sister, she under 60. She got a boyfriend. She on her own. I ain't got it for you. You grown, you able to work, you own a business. I put you in that business. I had somebody show you the ropes, mentor you. I bartered so that you could get into that business, provide for yourself. Point blank, pure odd. And then my wife, I told her this. That's what I told her. When we got to sacrifice, we got to sacrifice. You know, if she had to go to work, she'll absolutely in a heartbeat, she'll go to work. She just ain't got to work because we got enough room to where it's so much that we could cut out before having to. It's so much that we could cut out that would equal her monthly salary. It's car notes, gym memberships, and superficial cosmetic stuff that could be cut out that would equal a monthly salary if she went and got a job. So, but God is a faithful God, and he'll bless you and he'll put you in that place. But see, God not gonna pour out on a man with a selfish wife. If God know as a woman that you greedy and you selfish, God not gonna bless your husband financially. If God know that you are a freeloader and that you think you are entitled to just being catered to because you got a vagina, God not finna bless your man. That's why these Jezebels that's giving y'all this terrible advice, they married to gay men and they are a beard, or they married to men who don't take care of themselves, or they married to men who is cheating on them. And a lot of these women who giving y'all this terrible advice ain't even got no man and will not have no man. And a lot of women giving y'all this terrible don't go 50-50 advice is women who They man is cheating on them, beating on them, and they downtrodden, or they don't have no man, or they got a gay man, or they got a out of shape man who is just footing the bill. And these are Jezebel freeloaders, and they telling everyday women, don't go 50-50 with no man. Listen, the world we live in, with the inflation we live in, you gonna have to go 50-50. And if you're not finna go 50-50 financially, you finna have to go 50-50 mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and everything, so you can help your man build a business that could take care 100%. But we not in the days. This is not the days and the time to be hollering about ain't no 50-50. Better wake up and smell the coffee, the Folgers in the morning. Otherwise, you're going to be broke, busting, disgusted, or you're going to have a man that resents you because you're a freeloader. And guess what he gonna do? He finna go put some hard wood in every woman he could put it in, out of spite for you, because you're a freeloader and you're greedy and you're selfish and you're listening to Jezebels online, and they leading you into damnation and sin. You better wake up and smell the coffee. You got arms, you got legs, you got the ability to work. Go work if you have to work. If the man say, I got it, you don't gotta work, then cool. That's your situation. But if a man humbles himself, because one thing we don't like to do as men is we don't like to admit weakness. We don't like to admit that we need help. So we could be swimming in debt that our woman know nothing about. We could be drowning, about to drown, and we won't even tell a woman. And a lot of women don't even realize that. A lot of women don't even realize that while she ordering on Amazon and she going and shopping and she doing this and that, that man is pulling his hair out trying to make ends meet. A lot of women don't realize that. And it is time for a shift. It is time for Proverbs 31 women to really exist. It is time for Proverbs 31 women to really exist. Meaning your heart's posture should be Proverbs 31 woman, even if that doesn't have to be your reality, because God has blessed your marriage and blessed your man. Be happy for it, be thankful for it, but please know that the tide could change and your man could go through a Job season where you're going to have to get up and go to work with a smile on your face, instead of letting these Jezebels telling you that your man is less than a man because he can't take care of every single bill. It's time to get right or get left behind. I'm here to tell you, and I'm telling you from a provider man, a man of God, a man who is 100% faithful to my wife, a man who give my wife everything. I get my wife for nothing gift almost every day. You hear me? My wife don't have a budget. She don't speak budget in English, in French, in Spanish, in nothing. And I'm telling you that you need to be okay with 50-50 until your man could be 100-0. And even then, what you got to understand, when your man taking care of 100% of the bills, guess what? You still not going to feel like giving him what he need. Because just because he taking care of 100% of the bills don't mean you not going to have no urinary tract infection and can't have sex with him. Don't mean you not going to have no yeast infection and can't have sex with him. It don't mean you not going to have no migraine or no headache from dealing with your family, or hereditary migraines, and can't have sex with them. So you're going to have a man that's taking care of 100% of the bills and still can't get 100% of what he needs from you. And then you finna look in the mirror and say, that's fair? Come on now. It's time to wake up and be real. It is time to wake up and be real. Share this with every single woman you know and tell her to watch every single second of the video and get this whole thing in y'all spirit, because y'all need to have a change of heart. And for y'all Jezebels that's in the comments, when I see you, you block, because the devil is a lie. The Jezebel spirit will not be living over here. When you come, man, blocked. I'm ripping the frame out the button. Blocked. Get off my page and go on over there to them she-witch pages that you watching, and stay off my page and shut that mess up. Don't come over here acting like no man is your slave just because you got a vagina and you can't even come off for 31 days of the year because you got a period for 7 of them. Get your life together, Jezebel. Hey, God bless you. We'll be in touch.